Hey y'all, got another review for you today. Today I am doing my very first Brandon Sanderson review. The Final Empire. This is Mistborn, book number 1. This was given to me as a gift by my friend Kaylin D over on his channel by the same name, links in the description below. He's been on a bit of a hiatus from booktube lately, but hopefully he'll come back, and want to thank him very much for sending this all the way over from Australia. It was so kind of you. So Brandon Sanderson is pretty much the king of high fantasy, so I was really excited to get my first one and to really get into it and to see what all the fuss is all about. So the protagonist's name is Vin, and she is a street urchin who discovers that she can save up bits of luck and use it to help her crew on their various jobs that help them, earn money and survive. She catches the attention of an allomancer who then takes her under their wing, and that's where we start to get what's really unique about this book, and that is the magic system. Mistborn employs a hard magic system, which means there are very clear-cut rules. There are things that can and cannot be done, and these rules are very well spelled out. Basically, the magic system is based on metals, allomancy, and the way the users employ this is they consume bits of metal. There are 8 different main kinds and then a couple of extra kinds. And each of these metals gives them different abilities. So pewter, when they burn pewter, that gives them extra strength and tolerance for pain and injuries and that sort of thing. Other metals allow them to push and pull off different metal objects, and this allows them to essentially fly in a very controlled falling sort of way.
To eat! If only I hadn't. You see what I meant to do?
Burning copper allows them to be invisible to other allomancers in the area, and so on and so forth. If you're born into this world, you're either born as a regular person with no abilities in allomancy, you're born as a mistling, which means you can use one of the 8 metals, or you are a mistborn, which means you can use all of them. And there is no in between. So either you can only use pewter, or you can only use copper, or you can use all of them. You've also got a lot of politics going on. There are the highborn nobility and the ska, which are the lowborn, less than animal sort of people, of which Vin was born into. Over the highborn, you also have the Lord Ruler, who is believed to be an immortal god of sorts. He started out as a man, something happened, and now he's been around for 1,000 or so years doing his thing. He's not the nicest guy. So basically the plot is Vin's new crew, who has a whole bunch of mislings and a couple mistborns. They want to incite a ska rebellion in order to eventually take down the Lord Ruler, because the Lord Ruler is, evil and stuff. I will say this about the book: it is very competently written. It is very well written. I was never bored. I also was never really engaged until the last 50 pages. But the world building is fantastic. The structure is solid. I never really connected with any of the characters. Now, what was spot on were the action scenes. I've heard that Sanderson knows how to write an action scene, and I was not disappointed in this one. The rest is an odd marriage of being very competently written, but also kind of dull and repetitive. There's a lot going on, but you're never allowed to forget that any of it is going on, and so the plot twists come less as a surprise and more of a feeling of being scripted.
Oh, bother.
All in all, I'd put this book as about average as far as standards of high fantasy go, and would give it 3 stars. 3 stars is not a bad rating for me. It means I enjoyed it. It just wasn't something that really, really gripped me. This is a solid 3rd or 4th book. This is something to be proud of even after you've had some books under your belt. But this isn't his 3rd or 4th book. This is, I forget when it was published. It was published after he already had some things coming out, but I know this was the first that he wrote, and he went back and did some heavy revisions while he was publishing other books. So this isn't a third or fourth book. This is a first book. And if it's already at a 3-star level, then I am definitely excited to pick up more Brandon Sanderson. I won't be continuing the Mistborn series, but he's on my radar now, and I'm going to be reading more of him in the future. So that's all from me today. Have you read The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson? And if not, do you want to read it now? What are your thoughts? Also, thank you again to Kaylin D for shipping this over to me. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun with it. And the rest of you, talk to me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And until then, bye-bye. Level of store... I think that's it.